Let's talk about the hidden key for fat loss. So when most people talk about fat loss, we talk about eating clean and exercising. And while those two things are very important to burning fat, to losing weight, we know that a caloric deficit is the number one main driver of weight loss. There's a couple things that people don't realize that do contribute to also fat burning or losing that weight. And most people do track what they're eating, their exercise, their cardio. But something that they're not tracking that is very important, it might be even more important than the exercise they're actually doing, is our non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So the acronym NEAT, right, stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is pretty much everything we do throughout the day that is not considered exercise that burns calories. Me talking to you right now, me writing on the board, typing, putting clothes away, doing chores, washing dishes, anything that is a form of physical activity in a sense that is not considered exercise, right? So getting up out of the bed, brushing your teeth, all these little things we do throughout the day contribute to burning calories. Fidgeting, typing, writing, speaking, hand movements, all this contributes to our NEAT or our non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Why is NEAT so powerful? For most people, it makes up 15 to 30% of your total daily caloric burn or calories burned throughout the day. And that is definitely way more than you're burning through your 1-2 hour workout session a day. We know that there's kind of 4 subgroups of our TDEE, which is our total daily energy expenditure. We know our basal metabolic rate makes up 60 to 70% of our total daily calories burned. Our non-exercise activity thermogenesis makes up 15 to 30% of all calories burned. We know that exercise or our exercise activity thermogenesis makes up 5 to 10% of total calories burned throughout the day. And then the thermic effect of food, or TEF, makes up around 10% of our total caloric calories burned throughout the day. So just by looking at these subgroups of our TDEE, which I'll write over here, we can see that non-exercise activity thermogenesis plays a huge role in how many calories we are actually burning throughout the day. So let's say we're in a caloric deficit, right? We're trying to cut weight. When we cut calories, our body purposely tries to move less to conserve energy. That means our NEAT levels drop without us even really noticing. We don't fidget as much, we sit down more, we move less, we walk less. When we have low energy, that means we have less unconscious movement, which means our fat loss doesn't equate. We don't lose as much fat. So how can we boost our NEAT on purpose if we're trying to burn a couple extra calories, lose that weight that's not really coming off? And something I tell my clients all the time is, first, let's track our steps. How many steps we're actually getting throughout the day. Let's track that. Let's get a walking pad under our desk. Let's do more standing, less sitting, and let's just try to be a little more active throughout the day. This can be going on walks periodically throughout the day, after meals, when we have downtime in our work schedules. This could be having a standing desk where we have a walk pad underneath. So instead of just sitting all day, we're getting our steps in through that. This can be when we're going to the grocery store or shopping, parking farther away so that we actually have to walk more steps to get to the actual store. All these little things add up throughout the day that can help burn our calories that we need to help lose that stubborn fat. And then going off on that, when we want to kind of incorporate NEAT to losing those extra calories when we're cutting, some tips you can do is aim for, we want to kind of get that baseline of 10,000 steps a day. You might need to go to 12,000 though, or maybe a little higher. Like I mentioned, park farther away at stores when we're walking to get those extra steps. Taking 5-minute breaks of just walking around the house, even between client calls, between work calls, meetings, anything like that. Even when we're taking phone calls, instead of sitting at a desk taking a phone call, pace around your room taking that phone call. Get those extra steps through that. If we take more steps throughout the day, that's more fat being burned, more calories being burned, which means we are going to get leaner. Workouts are definitely a tool that we can use to help lose fat. However, our step intake throughout the day is the multiplier. When NEAT drops our non-exercise activity thermogenesis, so does our ability to lose weight. This means that our fat loss stalls. When our NEAT is high, that stubborn fat will continue to come off and be burned. You hear all this stuff about this is the hidden fat loss tool, this supplement's the hidden fat loss tool, this peptide's the hidden fat loss tool, all that BS. What really is a hidden fat loss tool is NEAT, and it doesn't even cost you anything, and it takes barely any energy, really, if we think about it. Burning calories and being at the gym is great, right? Exercise is great, but if we're not being active throughout the rest of the day, that change that we want to see happen within weight loss is not going to. Stay active outside of the gym, and you're going to burn way more calories and fat than you actually realize. I hope this video made a little sense and kind of opened your eyes to, other ways we can burn calories and lose fat. If you like this video, want to see more, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to try to make more gym vlogs too, but, just take this knowledge, man, with a grain of salt and try to get your steps in. Park farther away at the grocery store. Don't be a lazy fuck. And God bless, and everyone have a blessed and happy and wonderful rest of your day. Subscribe.